Hey, this is Speaker Honey, and I'm here to share some production techniques I use for my new track Shoyu, which is out on Mousetrap, We Are Friends Volume 9. Welcome to my home studio. I'm working in Ableton, and my monitors are Atom Audio T7Vs. What I like about this space is, even though it's small, the Atom T7Vs allow me to have really full audio quality and clarity, especially with the sound treatment that I've done. My regular track process starts with an inspiration. It might be a sound or a synth or a sample or something I heard out in nature. Whatever it is, that's how my main inspiration for the track started. So with this track, Shoyu, it started with a VST that I am absolutely obsessed with. It's called Anna 2, and it's an ARP that I found inside of Anna. So I'm going to open up Anna here and play you the synth that inspired the whole track. So what I really like about Anna 2 is that it allows you to modulate and adjust your ARP settings based on your preference. So I have here the ARP coming in at 2, 3, and 4 of each beat. So you can see in here I have it drawn in where the sound comes through. So once I got the basic groove in that synth, my ideas start sparking, and I'm like, okay, gotta start with the kick drum. So I found a really dope kick sample that I enjoyed. Really good techno kick. And I knew that once I added it on top of the Anna, track's gonna start. So here's it with the Anna synth layered on top. So you don't need much more than that. A cool secret that I've been using for my techno kicks has been, once you find a really good low-end kick that you enjoy, you want to find a little top click that's going to allow your sound to be heard even on systems that don't allow bass frequencies. Adding a top click to your kick is going to create a full new dimension. So this is something that I use using Kick 2. It's another plugin that I really enjoy. Here's the kick alone without Kick 2 click on top. It's a really good low-end kick with high reverb. I'm going to open up the plugin for you. So I have on Kick 2 here, the bass and the mids completely dropped out so that the top click is the only thing that you hear. And layering that on top of the original bassy techno kick allows it for a full spectrum kick. It almost sounds like a top percussion, but when you add it on top of the kick, it gives it that punch. Together, I'm in a home studio setup. I don't have any analog synthesizers. I actually don't even have a MIDI keyboard right now. I'm just using my basic computer keyboard to create my sounds. Once I found that basic Anna sound that I knew that was going to drive my whole track, and I modulated it within the VST to have that perfect sound that I was looking for, this is the point where I freeze. And this is a major production technique that has been saving my life for many reasons. What I do is I duplicate the MIDI note sequence that I recorded in through MIDI, and then I right-click and I freeze track, and then I flatten it. So when you look at my project, you actually see a flattened version of the MIDI notes that I played. And what this does is it protects me from losing that original sample sound in my track. So I can modulate or edit the flattened version of this same synth without any worry of losing the original MIDI sequence or the original VST. And what that allows me to do is play around with the sounds that are coming from the VST without actually editing the VST. What I did then to make it even fatter is I duplicated it and layered it. Another aspect of a lot of my tracks that I've been working on is white noise. White noise to me allows a track to give itself an atmosphere, a space and a place. So you don't just have the sounds in the track, you have a sense of space and atmosphere that is created through white noise. So I found this really dope white noise audio sample. I'm thinking it might come from records, I'm not too sure. Turn it up a little bit more. It's a white noise click. And it's something that you wouldn't notice inside the track necessarily, but it's something that gives it a lot of dimension.
I got something to show you.
I know that next step is a crunchy top click, something that creates that vibe of a hi-hat, but I really try to lean away from natural drum sounds. So I try to find crunches, I try to find electronic bleeps, whatever like makes the track sound percussive but also ethereal.
I got something to blow your mind.
Things that you may not hear in the regular track are like this weird gong chime sound that I found. Has a little bit of a reverb, a little bit of a delay, but when you add it to the main track, it really just pulls the full progression forward. When I start my groove, typically I don't have vocals in mind. Sometimes I do, but in this track specifically, I had already had the groove set up and the vocals kind of just came to me as I was producing the track. iZotope Vocal Synth has been my #1 plugin to go to. What it has allowed me to do is transform my original vocal samples into complex, dynamic, technological sounding oomph. So let's see what happens.
I got something to blow your mind.
Here's my original vocal recording that I used for this track.
I got something to blow your mind. I got something to blow your mind.
To create an even deeper sense of space, I duplicated that track. And when I duplicated it, I added also a side chain to the kick, which is going to allow a little bit of a pump so that the vocals dip out when the kick hits, and also an auto pan so that the vocals are kind of shifting between speaker to speaker, so you give a sense of space to the track. So layered on top of the vocals that you just heard,
I got something to blow your mind.
Even though it's subtle, it allows space for the track to breathe, and it gives it a sense of life. Something else that I do with my vocals is once you record the sample itself, I go in and delete the white noise, because any space that you're not actually saying something is adding white noise to your track. So you'll see these gaps in my vocal samples, and what that is actually me just actively going in and deleting the gaps between my words. And it's something that's really effective in making your song sound clear and precise.
I got something to make you feel.
Let's talk about my wubs. When it came to the drop, I knew I was looking for something that was unexpected, left field, raw, like raunchy, something that was like grimy, and I really looked for those kind of almost punk, electronic punk sounds that you've never heard before, something ironic. So together,
I got something to show you. I got something to show you.
I know that I haven't shown you everything about my track Shoyu and how I made it today, but I hope that what I have shared has allowed you a deeper understanding of how my track became what it is, and potentially allowed you to create a track on your own using similar techniques.